What if I told you that you're going to save up like 10 years of your life, of your valuable life, because I'm going to share some of the information that's going to be so valuable in building yourself and getting your shit together to get what you want finally without getting any excuse that you have in your mind. If you wanted to, you would. The same way as if you wanted to, you would. If you wanted to, you would. The reason why you're not getting your ass up and start acting finally is because you don't want that thing enough. Human nature is quite simple if you look at it. If we want something, let's say we want to eat, let's say we want to go to toilet, whatever, we will make sure to do everything to get food. It's in our nature, okay? Well, now you're gonna say, this is not the top priority, like for example, getting a car or like getting a job or like doing something big, like an achievement that you have in mind. This is not the priority need for me. That's why I am not, going and doing it. Let me break it down for you. When I wanted to go abroad, when I had a big dream of changing my life, changing the generational trauma, I didn't have any option, okay? When you don't have an option, you start acting. Listen, when I was a teenager, I read like hundreds and hundreds books about motivation, psychology, and with each book, I realized that there is not a single path and there is not a single way to success. Every author has their own way and every author is describing their own. There are things that you can extract from each book and you can apply it to your own life, but there is only one and unique path to your own route that you're gonna build. Let's talk about discipline. Motivation is not a long-lasting thing, okay? This is not a boat which will bring you to where you want to be. Discipline is. Discipline, what is discipline? Discipline is like when it's freaking snowing outside, but you love yourself to the point and you respect yourself to the point, you respect your choice to the point where you will still go and train, do your sports, or I don't know, whatever it is, go and fix your car, whatever it is, the goal, to go and study, go and meet someone, I don't know, whatever it is. Doesn't matter what are the factors, doesn't matter what are the circumstances, you will go and do it. Why? Because you have a habit of doing that. Discipline is not something that you're going to have from the very beginning. Motivation is something, that you will have from time to time. Girl, the motivation that you're going to have today is going to be at this level. Tomorrow is going to be at that level. The day after is going to be at this level. It's going to be fluctuating like this. It will not get you anywhere. Don't rely on motivation. Don't rely on those quotes. Don't rely on those books that are going to make you want to do things for 1 week and then you're going to live it. Build yourself a routine. Build yourself a discipline that will make you want to do these things. Don't overwhelm yourself to the point where the thing that you want will become a burden for you. Make it pleasant. Make it enjoyable for yourself to achieve those things. Enjoy the path. Enjoy the journey. Because once you get to that point where you're going to finally get the thing that you want, let me tell you, you'll be like, oops, I finally got it. What's next? And you would probably regret all those moments during the journey that you were, kind of were overlooking, and you were always looking forward to the future, and you were overlooking the journey actually. Because when I tell you, it's not about the final result actually, it's about the journey. Process matters. Process is the most important thing in that whole thing. Another thing you have to understand is failure is your blessing, okay? The moment you fail is the moment you actually win. I remember this phrase when I was younger, when I was a teenager. I read it in one book and it really got stuck in my mind at that time. It was saying, victory is a failure. And for a long time, I didn't really understand that phrase. I really didn't understand that phrase. It took me time to actually understand that phrase. But then someone told me, just read it backside, like flip it, Victory is a failure, which means failure is a victory. Because when you fail, you actually learn way, way, way more than when you win. And that is like a known fact, okay? Every time you fail, that's your point of growth. Every time. And some of you guys are so privileged that you cannot even imagine. I'm going to share you a story. I remember when I was begging my parents and I was begging everyone in my family to let me go to study English, to study Chinese that I really wanted. I used to hide from my dad that I studied Chinese and studied English because he wouldn't let me. And I would see my peers, my classmates and everything, and their parents who would literally force them to do all of those things that I wanted to do and I wouldn't be allowed to, you know. I really wanted education. I really wanted to do all of those things. And when I saw other kids getting that treatment and getting that, oh, you have to learn English, and they would be given the best tutors ever, and they would still not study. They would still be like, no, I don't want that, because we take things for granted, you know. It's normal, it's human nature. Okay, I get it. No one has to be really, you know, it's life. But when I tell you, go and use that privilege, I remember myself thinking, I wish my parents would tell me one day, hey girl, like, daughter, go and study English. I allow you, go study Chinese, go do whatever you want, to go abroad and to study whatever. Like, I give you all the, you know, I wish. And the reason why I am here, what I am right now, is because I saw all of those difficulties and I didn't lose hope. I was like, you know, going blindly, literally towards my goal, not knowing. I was blind. I was like, you know, those like military cars. I was going like this until I got there. This was like literally in a literal military mode that you can call it. And that's how it happened. Because hard work always beats talent, okay? And I'm not going to be sitting here and telling you, go believe yourself, go and do that, do this. You know, it's something that you can get from the books. It's something really mainstream. It's something really that I don't want to be doing this right now. But I want to explain just the idea that it's really all up to your desire of how strong do you want that thing to happen, how strong and how willingly you are to give up some certain stuff to be able to receive that thing. Because for you to be able to receive a new thing into your life, you will have to be able to let go of certain things, give up certain things, and release and give space, because everything you lose creates a space for everything you need. And just a reminder for you, no matter what you want right now, no matter what it is, a job, a person, a house, whatever it is, what used to really help me back then when I was trying to really, you know, get my thing together and like achieve all of that, I used to imagine how many people are there just like me with the same mindset. Maybe was more talent, maybe was less talent, maybe more hardworking and less hardworking, doesn't matter. But how many people are there that are willing to do everything, to go to Paris, to go to London, in my case, to study fashion and work in fashion industry and make their dream come true? How many? Millions. And I was telling to myself, if you want to be in that millions, you will work your ass off to get there. Because I knew if I'm not gonna do that, no one is gonna do it for me. And I think honestly, in my case, I never had, you know, really this problem with like laziness, or like I used to procrastinate, you know, because I know there are some moments when I can be also lazy and I can be procrastinating. But I already know if I'm procrastinating and I'm being lazy, that means it's not my priority right now. I am not like my brain is not putting it as like high alarm priority, so I'm not doing it probably the way I'm supposed to do it. But if I want something, people can confirm, I go no matter what. Doesn't mean that I'm gonna get it, but I will do everything that it takes from me to go and try to achieve that thing. If I don't achieve that thing, it's a blessing. Why? Because if I fail, failure is a blessing. Failure is the point of my growth. I know that failure is a redirection. I know that rejection is a redirection, and it will lead me to something better. It will teach me something better. And if I won, maybe I wouldn't be able to learn all of that stuff. Maybe I was supposed to try to achieve that thing for me to be able to learn something that in the end will end up being a completely another thing that will be way better for me. Some people, they really misuse this phrase, which I really like. This is my life quote. What's meant for you will find you, 100%. But some people misuse it. Why? Because nothing is gonna just flow to your life like this if you don't take actions, obviously. It's up to us to decide which path are we taking, which scenario we're gonna follow, and which actions we're gonna take, and which decisions we're gonna make to make those things happen. Because maybe in one of those scenarios you are like a billionaire, in one of those scenarios you're a millionaire, and in like the third scenario you're just like an average person. The decisions that you make eventually lead you to one of those paths, and maybe, you know, three of them, like all of them are meant for you, but it's up to you to decide to do and stuff. And if it happens so that it doesn't work, you move on. Okay, you move on and you set yourself a new goal and you go for it. Pretty simple like that. This is what's gonna bring you peace in your life, because if you're gonna constantly stick and attach yourself to things that are not meant for you, you will never find peace in this lifetime. Now, I am someone who always motivates my people, my friends around me, and everyone that I meet. When I see people that are like, oh, I'm not sure if I can do it because, you know, I'm shy, I'm everything. Girl, when I tell you, if myself right now, I would speak to 11 or 12 years old me in the past, this would be two completely different people. That girl back then used to be super introverted, super shy. Like, she would not be able even to buy herself anything with her money anywhere because she would be shy just to you. She would be shy AF. I read a lot of books. I read tremendous amount of books. And I was talking to a lot of people, and I was watching a lot of documentaries of successful people, and I was really into that, you know, successful mindset, success. I quickly realized that, you know, there are things that I have to change. Of course, you have to accept yourself, but you have to also change some characteristics and traits that you have to the better for you to just make your life easier. I knew I'm a shy girl. I knew I'm an introverted, this and that. Now, if you ask my friends around me, whatever, they will reference to me as one of the most confident, one of the most persistent, and one of the most, you know, like strong people with a strong mindset. Why? Because I said to myself, if I want to be successful one day, and if I want to get that fashion industry by storm, me being that shy and me being very intimidated to approach people and talk to people and everything is not going to benefit me anyhow. That means I have to change certain things in myself to be able to level up and go to that level. Okay, I put my standards high on myself. I used to be very harsh on myself, but I am grateful because I did it. I could have been more, maybe kinder to myself, yes, but these all are lessons. Okay, whatever, everyone has their own path, everyone has their own lessons. But what I tell you, if you really want something, you will change yourself, you will change every detail about your life, and you'll get it done. Why you don't want it enough? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. Is it because it's a desire that was not put in your heart by you, but maybe by your parents, by your friends, or someone else? Maybe it was a generational desire. Let's say like you are supposed to become a doctor and it was like a generational thing, so now you have a pressure of becoming a doctor, and obviously you don't want it, you know, much. You want it, but you don't want it much, you know. Ask yourself, do I really want it? Why do I want it? What's gonna happen if I don't achieve that thing? What's gonna happen if I achieve that thing? What I'm gonna feel when I'm gonna achieve that thing? And it's a basic manifestation skill, whatever, but again, when you want something, you are supposed to act like you already have it. Like, it's a basic rule, and I'm gonna talk about it. It's a law of assumption that exists, and I apply it every time. You are who you want to be. There's this theory which I mean, it's not confirmed, no one knows if it's true or not, but the reason why you want certain things in your life is because your future self already has it. Your future vibration self, because time is not real, your future self already has it. That's why you're attracted to having that thing, because time doesn't exist. Your future self, your present self, your past self, you know, it's all happening at the same time. So that means that you wanting that thing means that you already have it. And now I'm not talking about millions of dollars. Now I'm not talking about, oh my God, that means that my future self is super rich. That's how I want to be rich. No. I mean like things that you feel like it's actually meant for you. And you feel like, oh my God, I'm so sure I'm going to have that thing. I'm so sure I am meant for this lifestyle. I'm so sure I'm going to have these things in my life. That is how you know it's put in your heart. This desire, this dream was put into your heart for a reason. And that's how you know that you will have to take steps to achieve that thing and get to that thing closer and closer and closer. I remember all those people who had zero zero chances to become anyone in this life, and they made that happen, because it's all about finding opportunities at the right time, at the right place, building yourself up to the level where you will attract those opportunities, and those opportunities will come to you. You become a magnet where everything is just gonna flow into your life. But when it's gonna flow, it only when you're gonna take steps and you're gonna start acting like you already have it, and your whole lifestyle is just built around it. I want to become an influencer, but what if my high school people will judge me and it's so cringe, like I would rather die than being cringe. Girl, if you saw, if you think about me, probably a lot of my people right now, whoever that know me, who doesn't know me, I don't care, but a lot of people might think it's cringe what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm sitting here and talking about life, if you think about it, like, who am I, But the thing is, I don't care, and I never did. When I started my channel 3 or 4 years ago, I don't remember, I was not really consistent about it. When I started it, and I remember how I was doing like first trial videos, and I remember how I was failing. I remember I bought a new phone on purpose to be able to record those videos. And I remember I bought like a microphone and everything. And I started like doing trial videos. And I was failing every time. My speech was bad. I looked bad. I didn't like myself on a camera. It was horrible. Okay. But then I was like, girl, if I will be picky with every detail about the video, I will never ever post it. The same thing as the 2 last videos that I posted. I am not satisfied fully with the speech. I am not fully satisfied with the way I talk, with the way I look. But do I care? No. I don't care how cringe it can look. I don't care what people are gonna think about it. I don't care if people will think I'm saying right things or wrong things. I don't care if people say, oh, she's saying so obvious things, whatever. I do not care. I let people think whatever they want to think, because I have no control over what they think. And at the end of the day, what they think and what they have, probably created in their mind is not going to affect my life anyhow. So why would I worry about it? Like, who are they? Who are they, literally? And I am who I am. I know who I am. I know what value I can bring to people. I know what I can tell people and how it can help people. So why would I shut up just because I might think that some people might find me cringe and I'm going to be sitting and not sharing all of that information? Simply why? Do you think it's going to actually stop me to do what I want to do? Because I want to do it so bad. I want to do it so bad to the point I want to make it happen no matter what. And this is the mindset you will have when you're gonna have your thing, that is meant for you. That is like, you gotta do that. You gotta achieve that. Use that privilege, because it is a privilege. And you are lucky enough to have that privilege. And you're lucky enough to have worked hard to be able to have that dream and to be able to work towards that and finally achieving it and going even forward after that dream, because one dream is not enough. You go forward, life does not end. Do yourself a favor and find your passion in a dream and just live with it and elevate your life doing that. Okay, you will not have any issue with motivation. I don't have energy. No, people that I know, people that are successful, and in my case, I've never had a problem with like, oh, I'm not motivated enough today to go and do that. I had no other option. I knew that I don't have a backup option. I knew that I have to survive. I knew that I have to achieve that because there is no other option. I promised myself, I love myself to the point where I'm not going to betray my dream, and I'm going to go till the very end to achieve that. And that is how I function. That is what I am. And that is like 90% of my personality. I want it, I get it. Simple as that. And I really hope that you will as well.